First, to the students, thank you. Thank you for your invitation. I'm humbled by it, I'm honored by it, and I truly appreciate when somebody notices that I did something at all. Thank you, President Kroger, Reed faculty and staff, friends, family, lovers, and other supporters of the Reed College graduates of the class of 2015 who have come to join this celebration. I want to acknowledge just a few people who helped me be here today, and I know if I did the whole list, it would take, probably the rest of the week, but I'm just going to name a few people. My partner, Carol Mason, my friend Oz Coughlin, unable to be here today. She's a poet, and she's been my friend since third grade, and we graduated from Reed together in 1974. My friend Richard Hopkins, who was here at Reed in the 50s. I want to thank two faculty that have passed on, Carol Creedon, Senior Thesis Advisor, Les Squire, Mentor and Guide. I thank Alan Nuringer from the Psychology Department, who let me know early on that I could survive Reed because of his support. My brother, sister, grandchildren, family, and dear, dear friends. I want to finally mention two other Reed graduates, both of whom live in Portland, and for 4 decades have shared their knowledge, skills, and love to help improve the lives of children and young people in Portland and across our country. Ron Herndon, class of 70, Joyce Harris, who is with us today, class of 1973. After I said yes to the invitation to speak, I got panicky immediately. My first thought is, I have agreed to make a public presentation and will receive a grade based on my performance over the last 4 decades, and I have no idea what the criteria are. My second thought, I have been called to defend my senior thesis on living. Between that invitation and now, I've had a variation on a recurring dreams that many of us have as students. You know, the one where you dream you overslept and you missed your finals? Well, you got it. 41 years after graduation, I dreamt I overslept and completely missed this ceremony. The hard part of getting ready for today was to try to extract insights, experiences, and lessons from my 3 years at Reed and my 74 years of living. My job was to condense them and be able to deliver the results today in a 12-minute presentation, and I will do my best. Hold on to your hats. As my starting point, I chose the last sentence in the Reed College mission statement posted on the web. It reads, "The goal of the Reed education is that students learn and demonstrate rigor and independence in their habits of thought, inquiry, and expression." Reading this, I knew immediately what I wanted to say today, what I wanted to say to the class of 2015. I want you to consider how it is you will add to that last line and demonstrate another aspect of yourselves, your humanity. As privileged recipients of a Reed College education, how will you use the gift of education, what you know about art, science, history, music, literature, and the other subjects you have studied here? How will you use those to make a difference in our world? Now, you worked hard to graduate. I know that because I worked hard too. Your graduation is not a gift, it is a reward. The true gift was the opportunity for you to come here and have the chance to succeed. That is the gift. I encourage you to use the gift and the reward to join with others to change things that are destructive to people, animals, plants, and the planet. I want to talk a little bit about myself. I got to this stage through a long process. I was born a Negro girl. I'm not African American in 1940, I'm Negro. In a time of racial bias and bigotry enforced by Jim Crow laws, in a time of unaddressed gender bias and sexual restriction. I rode the backs of buses in Tennessee. I went to segregated schools. They were segregated by law, mandated to be segregated. One school I attended was Charles H. Sumner High School in St. Louis, Missouri. Now, that was named for a Massachusetts senator who fought for civil rights for freedmen right after the Civil War. I lived in Chicago when 14-year-old Emmett Till supposedly whistled at a white woman and was murdered by white men in Mississippi. I attended a historically black college, Lincoln University in Jefferson City, Missouri, the one my grandfather, parents, uncles, and aunts attended. During the 60s, I marched in St. Louis, but I did not have the courage to go south. It took me a while to understand all of what was happening there. I'm going to skip 10 years. At 30 years old, I moved to Portland, and I enrolled in Reed College at 31 years old. What an eye-opener. I knew very little about an education focused on thinking critically and systemically. I was not familiar with instruction that encouraged me to indulge in creative thinking and writing. I had never been in a classroom where students discussed with one another, and at length, the substance and meaning of what we read. I was not used to writing. I was not used to people that did not say hello, but dropped their eyes when we passed one another. Being at Reed in the 70s let me know that it was an extremely long way from Charles Sumner High School in St. Louis to Reed College in Portland, Oregon. It is so much further than the 2,046 miles you can trace on a map. We know that as Reed graduates, we are privileged. As Reed graduates, we have knowledge, skills, and abilities that many, many others do not have, such as we know how to find out what we need to know in order to solve abstract problems. We have confidence in our intellectual abilities. We have skills in analyzing and deconstructing ideas, systems, and methods. We have skills in setting up dichotomies, and to some degree, the ability to argue both sides. We have increased social status, and we have opportunities to create and contribute to the larger society. These are things the world needs to do its work. But the work of the world needs much more, and you have much more to give. With that in mind, here is your assignment for the next 40 years. Use what you have learned at Reed to help move and change the world for the better. I know at least 20 of you thought, define better. Okay. I did go to school. I will take this opportunity to describe the utopian version of how that better world might look. Its operating values are equity, caring, and opportunity for everyone. People will be fed, warm, and dry. They will earn living wages and be free of the threat of needless death from pesticides, curable illnesses, or the police who have sworn to protect and serve them. Children will thrive because they will get what they need to grow into adults that are allowed to meaningfully contribute. Our air will be clean and breathable, our water clean and drinkable, the planet will be green with trees, and the earth and the polar bears will breathe a sigh of a relief. In that utopia, aspects of our humanness, including but not limited to race, religion, gender, ethnicity, sexuality, sexual expression, age, or ability, will never again be used to discriminate against, humiliate, or harm anyone. You are free to choose any part of that vision and start to work on it. As you work, you'll be called to listen more than talk, to reevaluate things you thought you knew for sure. At some time, you may be surprised by language that sounds like English, except words you used to know the meaning of no longer mean what they used to mean. You must learn the new language. You must look for places where humanity will be served by redesigning or deconstructing structures that harm people. And you must help to create new structures. It's easier to tear it down than it is to build it back up. You have the skills to help build the new structures and make sure that people are included in the planning who are affected by what you do. The hardest part of the work will be to bring change the world behaviors in line with your change the world ideas. That takes work. That takes watching yourself behave. That takes compassion, and that takes you forgiving yourself for when you mess up. And you will. Our world is not a sequence of dichotomies strung together by arguments. Critique is not intelligence. The ability to deconstruct is not creativity. To improve the world, one must do more than live abstractly. You must leap bravely into that constantly shifting amalgam of human need and aspiration, bringing knowledge, skills, and intentional living to help heal our world. You will be required to keep learning for the rest of your life. You may find joy in realizing that almost every experience, every interaction and conversation presents an opportunity to learn. If you choose to carry out this assignment, make sure you use the words that underpin those actions that help push the world to a healthier place. Words such as courage, forgiveness, integrity, honesty, honor, truth, kindness, justice, compassion, empathy, and love. In the last stanza of her poem, To Be of Use, Marge Piercy had this to say about the work of the world. The work of the world is common as mud. Botched, it smears the hands, crumbles to dust. But the thing worth doing well done has a shape that satisfies, clean and evident. Greek amphoras for wine or oil, Hopi vases that held corn, are put in museums, but you know they were made to be used. The pitcher cries for water to carry, and a person for work that is real. I have traveled much further than 2,046 miles, much longer than 41 years, to greet you, to congratulate you, to honor you. You're wonderful, you're awesome, you're brilliant, you're talented, you're bright, you're beautiful. You are our joy, you are our hope. I salute you, I applaud you. You, the Reed College graduating class of 2015. Thank you.